All right. Good morning, West USA Realty. Good morning, all agents. My name is Keith Flynn. I'm the Director of Digital Marketing here at West USA. Hope you guys are having a great morning. Excited for this one. Bit full disclosure, when I was creating or going through my slides, we there's a lot to Instagram. And honestly, I'm trying to go all in on Instagram for 2021. Um, Statistically, it's shown that there's a lot of people using and consuming content on Instagram. It is highly visual, highly engaging. It's a great fit for you guys as agents. So if you're listening, you're here today, great. You're taking the leap of faith, or at least want to get deeper into Instagram. I know that Facebook's great, still the number one visited site, but Instagram's just fun. There's just a lot to it, and understanding and breaking down all the offerings that they have. Whether it's, you're here today to talk about, the main feed, IGTV, stories, reels, their newest offering, which is guide. We're going to get into some of the IGTV story part of that. I'm not going to get super deep into what the other ones are, because when I was going through this, I realized they are so involved and there's so much to benefit from each one of them that they each can stand alone as their own class. So excited about that, because I'm definitely going to break these down, and we're just going to do an entire webinar on IGTV. We're going to come back and do an entire one on Reels. We're going to do an entire one on Guide, because in each of those offerings, there's a huge bonus for you guys. There's a lot to offer in that respect. So, but I want to get ahead of myself. Just wanted to let you know, hey, if you're here, get excited about it, because there's a lot to it. And as always, we record all of our webinars. So whether you can't make it through the whole thing today, you got to take a call, you miss some part of it, you can always visit us our YouTube channel, and just do a search for West USA Realty. When it pops up, you'll see our channel there. You can subscribe to. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. So even if you miss my class and you can't attend it in a live format, because we are live right now, you can ask questions in the chat panel. If you just want to catch what happened last, or follow, go see the Canva class from last week or the week before, all of our webinars are on there for you. We've got a lot of free content from us here at the brokerage. Really excited to offer that to agents, not only with West USA, but anybody in general. Our goal is to, help all agents, be a better agent and be more successful. And so in doing so, helping us and you as agents, we have amazing sponsors. And so Jill's not with us this morning. She actually had to jump on an HOA call. So she did text me. Jill St. Croix from Great American Title. Awesome. Been in the industry a number of years. Great friend of the brokerage. They have a lot of resources for you as agents. They help everything from social media content creation to marketing to ideas on how to get yourself out there. Also educate you on what title does and how they play, what title plays in the process. And so I can't speak highly enough of her. So I just wanted to throw a shout out to Jill, and we will chat with her soon. And then, of course, always we have Bree with us from the Robert Kummer Agency. Hi, Bree. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Hanging in there. Bree's always kind enough to share with us what's happening in the loan industry. And I know that Robert Coomer, powered by Celebrity Home Loans, is really putting their foot into this market. And I'm always excited to hear how things are progressing. So, what's new with you, Bree?
So, the mortgage industry is crazy right now. I think everybody kind of knows that real estate is just nuts right now.
Mm.
All of our agents, I love looking on social media and kind of seeing how things are going for everyone. It's just nuts right now out there.
Right.
So I
It
think
sure is.
it's so important right now to make sure that you're partnering with people who are giving good pre-quals, who really are, making sure that it's solid, making sure that once you do get in there that, it's everything is good to go, that they're really, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. We're really good about making sure that that happens. So if you need somebody to, make sure that you have a really solid pre-qual, let us know. We can definitely help you out with that. I'm super excited though about this class. I'm so excited to hear that you're going to break Instagram down. I think so. One of the things that I do with agents is, help them with social media. And one of the biggest things that I hear is that Instagram is overwhelming. And so I'm so excited to hear that you're going to break it down.
Excuse me. Yeah, it is, and I've consumed it in little pieces, and as Instagram adds different little elements and different things you can do, you slowly learn it. And then I was putting together, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, this is going to be a lot. I would need 2 hours at least. And I was looking at, like creating the screen grabs and doing examples and everything like that. And it just really hit me when I got past or into IGTV that this really, they need to be stripped out and done into their own respected segments. And so definitely going to create value for everybody today. But yeah, you're right. When you're going through Instagram, there is a lot, and I understand how it can be overwhelming. But the exposure that can come to an agent if they're doing it right is tremendous. And there's no other free app out there that does it the way Instagram does. So
Well,
it's
and
it's
to me, I feel like Instagram is, I mean, it's like it was made for this industry. I mean, it's all about being aesthetically pleasing and being, and featuring uh, just this, I mean, this industry is, that's what it's about, right? Is, you can take cool pictures, and you can take even a house that isn't necessarily the most aesthetically pleasing. You can find quirky things about it that you take pictures. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
so it just is kind of a cool way to use this app. You could use this app to really market yourself in a really cool way. I just love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
do.
so excited to see
Good.
this.
I agree with you. I know that agents and we understand that first impressions are everything, and so Instagram's just an awesome platform for agents to announce a new listing or share some new tips or talk about something that's educational. And for a lot of agents right now, going back to sharing Bree, how it's crazy right now, we're all hustling, especially with that low inventory right now. When I say we all, it's not myself included. Full disclosure, I'm not an agent. However, I do know marketing and I know how to get yourself out there. But you guys, as agents, are really hustling right now to find leads and to find inventory and get a listing out there. And of course, once that happens, because there's such a high demand, we're not sitting around twiddling our thumbs wondering our next showing is going to come. But to fill in those in between times, this is a great way for you guys to showcase your knowledge and your expertise. And so that when you do get a lead, because we can't, we're not passing up on anything. When you do get a lead, they're vetting you out and they're like, hey, this person really knows what they're talking about. And Instagram allows you to do that. So
Exactly. I just love it. It's such a great tool.
cool. Well, Bree, as always, thank you so much for being with us this morning. And if you have any questions for Bree, her email address is right there. Bree, I apologize. I don't know where your phone number went. Do you want to share your number with us?
It is 520. It's a Tucson phone number, but I am here in the Valley. It's 520-631-9471.
Awesome. And Tucson, bear down, go Cats. So,
Yes.
all right, guys. We'll move right along. Thanks, Bree. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So, yeah. So as we mentioned, there's a lot to Instagram. Always, I like to start off with a little bit of stats, just really build some value for you guys. When we say that to people on there, we're not just saying that. Like we really truly mean it. Currently, over a billion users. I'm well over a billion users now on Instagram. What's crazy is of that, half are on there daily, consuming a considerable amount of time on Instagram. Really just jumping on there and thumbing through content. We have such a short attention span now, and Instagram really plays to that. So, and rightfully so, with all those different things that they can offer and the ways that we can get content out there. 80% of Instagram users follow another business. So, you guys as real estate experts in your market, it's your responsibility you should know who your businesses are, who your small mom and pop places are, how long have they been there. What's a great place to visit on a beautiful day, patio seating, who's got, especially now with COVID going on, who's got curbside pickup, what kind of promos are they running. It really helps when people are asking you about a neighborhood. 60% of Instagram users first heard about a product or service on Instagram. I know I've been on Instagram and I'm thumbing through content and I see a sponsored ad or I see a new cool like tool or a little life hack and a new service. Friends are asking for recommendations. I'll tag the business in. Um, Contractors are doing before and after photos. It's just really cool that everyone's using Instagram to get their business out there. Over 34% of agents are on Instagram. Um, So it's crazy to me to think that just such a slow percentage of Instagram of users are agents, or registered agents in the U.S. There's, still a lot of opportunity for you guys to get out there, and so not a lot of agents are using it to the best of their advantage. Low right now, so great opportunity for you. 59% of millennials, largest group of first-time home buyers, are making up the demographic, the audience that are on Instagram. Millennials, if you're are one or you're targeting one, you better be. If you're an agent, we're converting a lot of those Instagram users, a lot of those millennials who statistically are showing that they're renting longer or later into life before they make the decision to buy. And now they're just now our older millennials, our 38s, 37s are starting to get into the housing market and they want to buy, and so they're obviously making up that largest group of qualified buyers. Definitely got to be targeting them. They are influenced more based on influencers. They make decisions, buying decisions based on things they've seen on Instagram and Facebook and social media, Snapchat, than they are from traditional advertising. They're driving down the road. They're not looking at billboards. Hell, we're lucky if they're looking even at where they're driving. Most of us behind the wheel are still multitasking, and we shouldn't be, but that's just our reality. But they are consuming content in the car. They're not. They don't have their head up. They're not looking around and seeing like, oh, look at this, look at that, new builds, advertising, billboards, you name it. So definitely being on Instagram and having that content is going to be advantageous for you. Instagram posts with a face, someone's actual face in the photo, namely yours, hopefully yours, statistically has shown 38% more likes. People are engaging with people personally. And you guys as a personal brand, it's huge for you. And using Instagram. Now, I'm not saying put your face up in every photo and every open house or every walk and talk, but it's good to showcase your personality. And so if your face is in there and you're in there, in every other photo or so, we're learning about you and discovering if you're likable, and that's important. If I'm going to hire you as an agent and I want you to represent me in a deal, it's important that your face is in there and that we're seeing you actually doing what you do. So one of the big questions, moving right along, again, I'm assuming everybody already has an Instagram account. So, again, this is intermediate. I'm going to proceed forward with the assumption that you guys are in there, you at least have an account built, but you want to kind of take it to the next level. Well, one of the questions that I get a lot is when we first create an Instagram account or we have one, most of us are just going to create a personal account. Now, whether you know that there's a professional profile available to you or not, that's that you may now know there is an option. And I get agents who ask, well, why or what would be the benefit of me switching to a professional profile? Now, the difference, big glaring difference being is that if you switch to a professional, well, what they used to call a business profile, but now it's called a professional, you're going to get a bunch of insights and analytics in your app, in your profile, your professional profile. It's going to break down who's looking at your content, what time of day, what their engagement is like. Moving right along from left to right here, you'll now have an insights tab in the center of your screen or the center of your app. And when you click on that, it'll take you to a 7-day clip to see who has been engaging with your Instagram account and what they're clicking on. How many people are following you and from where, which is really cool. You can look at locations, top locations in the city, who is residing in those areas when they're clicking and consuming your content. You can see the age range of your followers, of people who are engaging with your content, whether they're male or female, and get an idea of who your audience is. And so that would help you with overall creating content that's going to speak more towards your audience. And then the last one there, let me back up real quick. That last one there for you, a gender breakdown. And then what I like, and I think is a really cool one, is most active times of my audience and the people who are following me and the people who are engaging in my content. Instagram's going to tell me not only the hours, what hours of the day, but for what day of the week. So on Tuesday, I'm looking pretty good at 3 to 6 p.m. as far as people consuming content. Now, statistically, it's shown you'll see some usage heavily in Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Thursdays, arguably, but probably like early morning and then late afternoon. So people getting their day going, thumbing through some content while they're having their coffee, usage is going to be up. Then there's a dip of the day because, like everybody else, hopefully they have some responsibilities and we're supposed to, earn a buck and focus on what we need to be doing in our day at our job. And then towards the end of the day, we're checking out a little bit. We're going to jump back into Instagram, Facebook, and you'll see some spike again. So looking at activity time is important because then you know when you can schedule out your content, when you can actually drop in your posts, whether we're entertaining someone, engaging them in conversation, that'll give you a good time of day. So pro accounts are awesome. Switching to a pro account is pretty simple to do. It's not too involved. You can also toggle back and forth between a personal account and a business if you don't really care for it, and go from there. Deep dive. One of the tactics that I like to look at when I'm looking at content is let me get questions here. One of the things I like when I get into clicking on the view insights from any one of your single posts, let's say you push the post out on your Instagram account, in your feed, just below the actual image is a view insights. Now, when you click on that view insights, it's going to show you how many people engaged with your content, whether they loved it, commented, shared it, and saved. Now, I want you guys to pay attention real close here where it says post insights. Apologize. Um, Hearts, comments, the little arrow, the little paper airplane, that's sharing, and then the last one there is the why does it keep moving forward on me? All right, the last one there is saves. When Facebook's algorithm, or sorry, Instagram's algorithm is deciding on what content is high value and what's going to help you gain more organic exposure, saves is going to be your number one. So if you guys are creating content that educates your audience, like here's 3 steps you need to do to pre-qualify, or here's 4 things you need to do to add some curb appeal, or 5 top reasons why people decide to sell a home, or do's and don'ts, right? Like home staging, do's and don'ts. Maybe we do like a top 5 do's and a top 5 don'ts, either in a single post or in separate posts. Creating, when I say create high content value or high value content, it's going to be content you want people to save it. So in your description or in your call to action, save this for when you're ready to sell. Save this for when you're ready to pre-qualify. Save this for learning about the 8 steps of the mortgage process. So, tell them what you want them to do. When they save your content, it tells the algorithm that this is really cool content, it's high value, and so they're going to start pushing it out to your audience more. You got to remember, the algorithm is trying to decide, their artificial intelligence, their AI, whatever you want to call it, it's trying to figure out what content to share with you, what you're going to be most likely to engage with. And so if you're encouraging people to save your content and then share it with someone that they may know who's either thinking about buying or selling, maybe in the market to sell or buy, here are factors that influence the housing market, right? What's the breakdown? There's the supply side, there's the demand side. Educate your audience so that they are a more informed buyer and seller. Do a forecast, 2021 home price forecasts, what you're looking at as far as statistics. Tom Menard puts out our stats every Monday on our Monday morning webinar. He also breaks those pieces out for you, and they stand alone on our social media, on our YouTube channel. Jump in there and use those stats. Create some content that people are going to want to save, share, and of course then comment on or like. So we really want to strive for those 3, and that's why I break that down for you. Now, going through your post insights, you'll see there you've got your interactions, and then we're looking at where people are coming from, which is really cool. We can see the impressions. I'm sorry that it keeps doing that. I've got my gestures on my mouse. When we're looking down like our hashtags here on the post insights, using hashtags are going to help your content gain more exposure. And not only using them, but then Instagram tells you, hey, from your post, 21 people found it via the hashtag. So that's awesome, because you might be using, hashtag AZ real estate or hashtag Arizona real estate spelled out. Hashtag West USA, hashtag Phoenix home buying and selling, whatever that appropriate hashtag is going to look like for you. This is why we use those. They are basically the SEO on Instagram. And so When you have your insights turned on, you can really see if hashtags are working for you or not. And one of the cool things um, is you can also see who's following you. The last little clip there on the right, I like to jump into the analytics and see, okay, I had 15 likes, I had 35 likes, I had 2 comments. I like to get into who engaged with my content and then look and see, am I following them? If I'm not following them, now I'm going to follow them. And once I do, that notifies them. They see they have a new follower, and then I'll engage with them and say, hey, thanks for liking my content. Is there anything specific that you liked about it? Would you offer some feedback, ask them questions? Again, you're building a relationship via Instagram. And again, real estate is about building relationships. And so these analytics are here for you to use and leverage for your advice and for your advantage. And there's no reason why you can't send them a quick direct message, a DM, and say, "Hey, thanks for liking the content. Have you recently bought or sold in the market? How long have you lived here? What neighborhood do you live in?" Start the conversation, get those questions going that are not going to be close-ended, so they're just like yes and no. You'll actually have a learning experience with them. So switching into benefits, I've talked about that. Access to Instagram Insights. When you go into your settings, bottom at the right there, switch to a professional account. Highly recommend doing so. If anything, do it. See what your insights look like for the next 30 days, 60 days. If you don't really care for it, it's not really working for you, it's not providing you any insight that you can use to your advantage, so you can always switch back to personal. But I know a lot of agents who are actually creating a second account, since you can toggle back and forth between the two. And they have a professional, which is just, friends, family, cat videos, whatever they're doing. And then they actually have their business, which is going to be a ton of stuff about real estate. So the benefits of making the switch, ability to add that contact button as well, which is really cool. You can add a contact button, and that'll include either your phone number, your email address. If someone clicks on that button, they can get to your email and then contact you either via telephone, email, and however you've chosen. And you'll see here when you click on that, they can either call you or email, which is really cool tool to have as well. Promotions is a big one too. Able to advertise on Instagram and make posts that you can promote, especially if you got a new listing, throw a few dollars behind it, you can create a promotion. And then it's another area for where you can connect for people both on Facebook and Instagram. And you build your ads out on Facebook, and you can choose who sees them and the places that you want to run them. Great way to farm a neighborhood. People who live in a particular area, 15-mile radius, you can post and promote your content to get some additional exposure. You're basically buying eyeballs. Let's remember, Instagram, Facebook, they are a marketing company, but still the most cost-effective way for you to get some additional advertising and some additional exposure for your content. So I touched on a little bit about the Instagram algorithm. It uses a lot of multiple factors when it decides on your exposure. It's a combination of your videos and your images and combines those together to see how people engage with them. How much engagement a post gets and how quickly is important. And so the algorithm is gauging that content and diving deep into their algorithm, understanding that whether you post about something that the user wants to engage in, or if it's about a topic, an interest that you may have that other people share as well, it's a great way for you to understand the algorithm. And once you do, you can really play to it. Excuse me. Now, when it comes to the algorithm, a lot of folks ask me like, well, how often should I post on my news feed? That's the feed that where your content doesn't disappear. It's right in the center of your screen, and you're looking at everyone's content. Once a day is a good one, is a good rule of thumb for Instagram, your normal feed, and then 2 to 3 times a day for your IG stories. At the very minimum, at least be posting 3 times a week on your feed, and try to go 1 or 2 times a day on your Instagram stories. A combination of the two, when you show the algorithm, you show their artificial intelligence that you're using both, they're going to consider you a more active user. And so the app is going to be more apt to show your content to your audience than someone who pops in once a week or every 2 weeks and, oh yeah, I didn't post today. Here's a half-ass attempt at a post about, ha ha ha, look what I'm eating for lunch. That's actually going to hurt you. So the rule of thumb is being consistent. letting the AI know that you're going to be posting Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever that cadence looks like for you. It's going to be different for everybody. And so if you have examples of your work, things that you've done, try to schedule those out. I can't stress enough the importance of having an editorial calendar. So if you want to be a power user, got to have an editorial calendar. So tips for the algo, like as I mentioned, being consistent. Um, you can't drive engagement without offering content to engage with. You need to post frequently and consistently in order for your material to get noticed, and for Instagram to take notice and therefore place it higher in the followers' feeds. It's important that you do that. I really can't stress that enough. Frequently and consistently could mean once, maybe twice a day. Avoid bleeding the feed. Don't just be constant about everything. Posting back to back to back to back to back will come at a cost. It just looks like you're flooding the content and trying to get exposure that way, and they actually have code written into that to ding you and basically, push you into a purgatory of no one's really going to see your content, because if the algorithm thinks it's annoying, then they assume their followers are going to think it's annoying, and that's why they kind of push you off like that. Define your account. The less wishy-washy you are with your messaging, the better. So be purposeful, be methodical about it, be targeted, create your content with purpose, and set this schedule with the editorial calendar. And that's why I stress the calendar a lot, because with all these tips, it's better to have it out in front of you so you can see how it's going to work best. Use your handle, your profile's bio for your daily post to speak directly to your target audience. That way, when they land on your profile, they know exactly who you are, what you do, what you offer, and they have a clear understanding of your message. If it's a plumber, if it's a contractor, have that content in your bio so they clearly understand what you do. Remember, keywords in your bio are searchable. So if someone's looking for an experienced realtor, or they're searching your name in real estate, or any keyword that you put in your bio, when people are performing search results on Instagram, that indexes. And now Instagram released and announced that the actual copy that's going to be in your post is going to start indexing as well. So not only finding you is one thing, but now we're going to find your content. So be mindful about using keyword terms in your content when you're posting videos and posts. Engage with others. This is a big one. When you're on Instagram, if you're just posting and ghosting, Instagram just sees, all right, well, you're someone who's just a broadcaster. You're not someone who's interested in gaining and creating relationships. You're not someone who wants to have a conversation. And when you do, the algorithm rewards you for that. Spend time engaging. Spend time engaging, sometimes more than creating. Getting into other people's content, other small businesses, nonprofits. Follow their Instagram accounts. Engage them in a conversation, and be a good listener and a follower first, an advocate for their business or their messaging, and then they will be more apt to do that for you when it comes time for you to push your content. Tagging people is important. Using their at name in your content. If it has anything to do with West USA, tag us in it. If you tag us in your content, do our best to push it back out, show some love, and help with gaming the algorithm. Use videos and stories. That's a big one too for you as well. Now, if you're not doing this already, mix this into your feed, especially for you guys out there doing walk and talks, or showcasing an open house. We don't have to see you on the camera, but we can hear you narrating behind, letting us know what we're looking at. There's a very visual industry. Don't just tell me what's great about the house. Show me what's great about the house. Flip that camera around and show me the great backyard, or the recent remodeled front yard, or backsplash. Share some of those components of the home that are going to help not only sell the house or get some exposure for it, but really put you out there as an expert, someone who knows what they're talking about. If you've got before and after photos, awesome. If your buyer or if your seller has done something to the home, ask them, hey, do you have any before photos? Most of the people do. Can I get a couple of those? I'd love to do a before and after post to see how the house has come along. And then you can ask a question through the use of stickers. I'll show you that, guys, here in a second. drop a sticker over it. Like, what do you prefer? The backsplash or no backsplash? Or do you like that chandelier or this chandelier? Or, something fun like that. People will start to engage and choose either or on those poll questions. Not only can you see the answers to the poll questions, but you'll see who answered. And then you can follow up and engage them in a conversation. And, hey, thanks for, responding. That was really cool. Instagram stories allows you to post multiple photos and videos. So keep that in mind. If I'm on a if I'm on Instagram and I'm posting a carousel ad, which is multiple photos in one post, what's really cool about the algorithm is when you're using carousels, if I scroll right past your content um, and not look at it, the AI, Instagram, their artificial intelligence will reserve my content again to a potential audience member, but they'll show a different photo this time. So it's an advantage for you guys to use carousel posts, because if someone didn't look at it the first time, you got 4, 5, 6 other photos that the AI may show and get your content back in front of that person. So you're going to gain a more opportunity to get exposure, and that'll really help you out a lot. Pro tip for you guys: show your personality. So show your clients, they can feel good about working with you. Are you likable? Is there someone you want to engage with? Are you monotone? You really don't have much to say. You're boring. That's going to come through. So 10x your energy, really showcase your excitement for being an agent and why you want to help have them hire you to help out. So breaking down Instagram stories versus the IG feed versus Instagram TV. Now I'm probably gonna get ahead of myself here, but I just want to show you guys. This is a nice little slide to remember when you are remembering the kind of content you can create. Instagram stories allows 15 seconds a slide. Instagram feed is up to 1 minute. And then IGTV is no more than 10 minutes or up to 1 hour, depending on the size of your account. So, size of your account meaning how many followers you have. Last I checked, it was like 10,000 in order to get up to an hour. But I know there is future plans for Instagram to open IGTV so that will have it won't be limited anymore. You'll actually be able to post unlimited content. TV. Let me get ahead in the slide here for you. So Instagram, we're going to go to stories first, and then we'll go to TV. Stories is pretty much most of our audience, or most of you guys, most of people are using, understand stories, since it was one of the first offerings after just the normal feed. But behind the scenes for Instagram stories is a great way for you guys to approach your content. Next time you're having a great meal in the neighborhood, or you want to showcase a restaurant, upload a photo of, hey, this is the #1 menu item at Yo Pauli's Pizza in North Scottsdale. You got to check them out. Tag them in your content. If you have any questions about the neighborhood, I've eaten everywhere. I know all the places. I know who's who. You can ask me. So establishing credibility, huge one right there for you. Tag them in your content, especially if they have an Instagram account. Not only are you going to showcase your knowledge, their business, but you can also use your geotag location, check in at their restaurant. Your content will appear in their feed for all people who have visited in the past. Let's see, if you catch your kids doing something particular funny, you're a family person, showcase your personality. You're relatable as a family person. That's great. Or you're a dog lover. These are my mom used to make fun of me because I only had dogs for a long time. I was a late bloomer, didn't have any kids. So she used to say, these are my grandpuppies. So there's an audience for everyone's situation and like group. So use that to your advantage and have fun. Come up with analogies, use some fun stuff, film a quick 15-second video with multiple clips explaining and sharing stories. Again, particular topics. Wow, what's the number of weeks that homes are on sale in the market? How many buyers and sellers worked with the real estate agent that didn't? The iBuyer is a big thing right now, but people are leaving money on the table. So put a video out on like why they shouldn't do that, why they need to have an agent involved in the process, because they know the agent's going to fight for them and get the most for their dollar, or most dollar for their house. What sellers want most out of a real estate agent? I know there's some statistics out there. Home sellers that they want the home seller market home to be help seller market home to potential buyers. That's the #1 thing. We want help marketing it to buyers. And then of course, from there, just navigating the contract process and telling people what the process is like. Do a quick 15-second video on like, number one, this is going to happen. Number two, this is going to happen. Number three, this is going to happen. What's another one good here? Completely stop in traffic with your client. Film funny off the cuff interviews with a contractor or a loan officer, title rep. Get them on camera too. It'll be much more natural. You won't feel so hesitant to be by yourself and talking to a screen. Have a conversation, and then the camera just captures like a candid shot. And you can then tag your interviewee in the video, and then they can share it with their friends and family as well and get you some exposure as an agent. Film yourself as you run around doing last minute open house prep. Like what goes into that? Like that's cool. Like, little gift basket or some one-off sheets about the home, or drop a card in here. I know we're not doing a lot of home open houses in person right now, but you could be doing some fun stuff on like maybe like, oh, remember the days when we were out in person, and hopefully we'll be back there soon, and you can showcase that. All right, I'm losing my voice, but we're rocking and rolling here, guys. We're doing good. Hang in there. Encourage engagement when it comes to your Instagram account. So this is stories. Engaging Instagram stories. There's a lot of stickers there. You see those stickers on your right. When you are posting an Instagram story, you can tap on in the upper top corner, or sorry, the upper part of your image or video. Once it's captured, there's a little smiley, a little square smiley face. When you tap on that little square smiley face, you get all these cool stickers. Now, these stickers are designed to help encourage engagement. It created, a two-option poll that people can click on. Remember, I mentioned like, would you prefer this or that, or multiple choice questions. Once you've finished taking your picture or video, you can add these stickers on there. And if you use Instagram already, you'll probably see that the poll feature is in the action. Users viewing your story simply have to tap their answer, and then the vote happens. They get to vote, and you can see who those are. For a personal touch, what color would you paint the front door, red or black? You can ask these questions. Ask for feedback. What info should I share in my next live Q&A? Buying and selling. If you go live with Instagram stories, you can just sit tight, let people ask you questions. I know a couple agents who actually do this, and they have a plant. So they'll tell their friend like, hey, jump on, at 10 o'clock, I'm gonna go live. Will you ask this question? So, and it kind of breaks the ice. I've had a couple agents tell me they have a plant in there. So an audience member will ask this question at this certain time, but it really gets people going, and it helps break the ice. So it's a cool little trick there. For research, what would you be interested in one-on-one home consultation over Zoom? Yes or no? There's just so many really cool questions. Where did you live before you lived in your current house? Were you in state or out of state? Oh, we were out of state. Cool. Go back into your answers and then go DM that person and ask them, hey, I noticed you answered out of state. Where'd you move from? Now you start the conversation. Do you know anyone who's looking to buy? What neighborhood do you live on? Would you recommend anyone to move into that neighborhood with you? Yeah, I would. Cool. All right. Actually, my brother's looking to move. Does he have an agent? So you really get that conversation going when you encourage people to engage with your content, and when you use fun stickers like this on Instagram. Speaking of stickers, if you guys didn't know this, as West USA agents, we actually have a lot of stickers ourselves. Using stickers on Instagram, when you share your photo or content, you can go up into the search and search for West USA. We've got a number of stickers there, and I will actually hit the play button here, and you'll see our stickers are actually animated. So we've got some animation to them. It draws the eye. They're fun things to do to kind of enhance your IG stories. I actually used a couple this morning when I was sitting here at the desk getting ready for you guys. So, open house, just listed, just sold, the Arizona map there. Jump into the stories, have fun with those. You add those to your content. And if you guys are using Instagram stories, tag West USA in there at West USA. When you do, I'll reshare your stories, guys, on our main brokerage Instagram account. It's fun for us. We get exposure, and we show a little love for you guys as well. So definitely take advantage of that. All right, take a drink of water here. So creating highlights. I actually use Lauren Rosen's team as an example. Lauren used to be with West USA. She's now over at EXP. Lauren's an awesome agent, has a great team, and I know she's expanded to multiple states. So unfortunately, we lost her team in that respect because they want to expand, and naturally we're only in Arizona, but she is often doing big things in multiple states. And so I used their screenshot here on the right as an example for highlights. Now, when you guys create stories, understanding highlights, highlights are going to be the little colored icons here across the center there. Those stories allow you to um, archive your Instagram stories. When you create an Instagram story up to 15 seconds, after you post that story, it disappears after 24 hours. Up to a 15-second video disappears after 24 hours, and it only lives in your archive. No one else will see it again unless you create a highlight. Now, your highlights will appear as your own round icon on your profile beneath your name, and you can create a little icon that highlights what each of those stories is about. In this case, they've chosen to break down homes at a particular areas of the valley: Phoenix, Buckeye, Fountain Hills, San Diego. As she posts videos, stories, Instagram stories about that content or related to that content, she puts them into that archived category. That allows your content to live on. So by extending the life of your story, it's giving you more prominence on your profile, and people can go back and look at your past content based on that category. If you don't have these highlights and you don't put your content in there, then there's no way for anyone to see your content and won't live on until you decide to do that. But you can do fun things like promote a contest you're running, feature new listings. You can put all your new listings in a category, and then when it's sold, move it over. Call attention to your latest blog or video. Maybe you've got like Monday tips or Tuesday tips, real estate tips, and they live in one category. And then you categorize those so that entire category is just tips on 3 things to this. And then we mentioned 3 things to that. How to figure out your FICO score, or how to get some additional tips for mortgage. 6 tips: start moving for a down payment, start saving for a down payment. Sorry, and aim for 20%. How do I do that? So that's a tip. You put that video in there, it lives on. Um, Collecting all these different stories is really gonna be beneficial for you guys, and then people can see your past content, and it lives on for them to use. To use the highlight feature, you just need to go to your into your Instagram account. When you go into your Instagram account, in the upper right-hand corner are your settings. You'll see those 3 little dashes in the upper right-hand corner. That is it's called a hamburger. It's a navigation screen. When you go to your settings, you can then make your save to your archive, turn your archive on. Once you do that, then you'll be able to access it and save all your content, which is really cool. All right, so when creating templates, I wanted to show you guys one little tip I have for you. Well, stop doing that. Okay, one little tip I have for you guys. I love Canva. A ton of agents love Canva. We're all using Canva. I have a bunch of Canva classes on our YouTube channel that have templates for you guys. Canva's free. There's a ton of templates. They are already preset for your Instagram stories, which is really cool. So the formatting is great. Recommend this tool. And what I did here was I went into the Canva app, and I opened up the app and I looked for templates for Just Listed. And I was like, okay, look at all these awesome templates that I can use to give me a little creative juice and ideas on how to create content for a story. So I chose one here. Of course, they already have a generic placeholder photo. And I went and grabbed a photo of my new listing. Again, I just took this off the internet, so I don't actually have a listing, but it clearly looks like an Arizona home. Dropped it in, manipulated the image on Canva. And again, if you don't know how to use Canva, jump on westusacalendar.com, look for an Canva class, or go to our YouTube channel. You can find it there. And we go through how to use Canva. So I'm sizing this Instagram post up, and I'm using an image that I already have saved. And I was struggling here to get it sized right. I've got Just Listed, and now I'm going to change out. What am I changing out here? Oh yeah, so I'm looking for their stock images. We've got a lot of fun stock images they have also as well. for Instagram. So now I'm going through and grabbing our logo, West USA logo. Make sure you have branding on all of your content posts. And I'm doing a simple little overlay here, and I'm going to drop it in. And I'm going to. It took me a minute here, but yep, there we go. Massaging it and getting it into that little circle. This is fun. And once I do, that'll drop in right there for me. And I'm branding the brokerage as a listing. Now you can put your face in there, or you can change out any of the content. And as I'm doing so, I'm actually putting 123 Main Street and updating the address for the just listed or just sold for my post. Once that's set and saved and in there, you'll see here, really easy to use from your mobile device. A lot of content is created, and I suggest creating that from a desktop version. When you create from the desktop, you get more, just easier to use. I've got fat thumbs, so creating some of this stuff sometimes is hard on a mobile device. But once you create all this stuff from your desktop, it saves on your Canva account, and you can always then access it from the app itself. So I'm all done with this one. I'm preparing the design, and it's saving it to my camera roll on my phone. So now I'm going to jump over to my camera roll here, open up my Instagram account. I'm going to choose the stories. So we're going to tap on create a new story. I'm going to upload the image from my camera roll. And now you can see, okay, cool. Now it's going to be posted as a story. I'm going to type in some text by choosing the A or the A letter for the text. Beautiful North Scottsdale home. I think I did it with Phoenix, North Phoenix home, and that is going to, I'm going to size that using the slider, move that up above the actual image. Now I'm going to go to the stickers, and I'm going to ask a question. And I believe on this one I was like, hey, do you like pavers for the driveway? And that's a yes or no question. But someone's like yes or no. I know not only what the answer is, and then I can show what the answers were, but I can also then engage that person in a conversation. And I can ask them questions further up in a DM. Does your current home have pavers? How long have you lived in your home? Where did you move from? Are you looking for a paver guy? Whatever you want to do, hook somebody up. As I mentioned, be sure to tag West USA Realty in the post, which is awesome because then we see that. We can always reshare it and show some love. Drop the West USA there. You could even go as far as to check in a location and show that where in North Phoenix. Is it Sonoran Foothills? Is it in Fireside, Norterra, whatever the case may be. Now, a little trick for you guys here. Hashtags are huge because they help with the algorithm and they help share your content organically. One of the things you can do is I actually put a bunch of hashtags in that are relevant to my content, and then I hide them. I hide the actual hashtags in my post. Hashtags are kind of ugly and can take away from the actual appeal of the post itself. So I'll choose a color within the image, and then that'll change the font color, and then I'll hide them in the post so they don't take away from what we're looking at. But the hashtags are going to get me some further exposure and filter out and get in with all the other hashtag content that's out there currently trending that day. So a little tip for you there, a fun one to do is hide your hashtags. I think you can do up to 10 when you type them out that way, and then they live on. So I believe that is the end of that video on that one. So that was a little tip for you there, fun one. When it comes to creating and posting, another one I got here for you guys is a fun little tip that I like to do is, you have to have like 10,000 users in order to get the swipe up or the click here. So a workaround, what I did here is if you ever showcase somebody in your content, or if you ever tag a business in your content, use the @ symbol, put their profile name in the post, and then go to your stickers and search for click here or click here or press this button, and then put the sticker over the @ symbol so that when they do click on it, then they will actually take them to their account. You see a lot of folks will say, hey, go to my bio, and in my bio I have links. You could tag yourself in your own content, do the click here, and that will take them back to your bio without them having to exit out of their screen. I think it's a cool one to do if you're going to tag somebody in it. Click here to learn more about Pauli's Pizza, or click here to learn more about Cafe Zupa's promotion they're running, and you can drop the tag in there, put a click, any one of these click number buttons over, and it kind of adds a little cool element to your post. So nice little tip for you there that I like to share as well. All right, so Instagram TV, IGTV, you guys have probably heard this one a lot, and this is where I do apologize. Uh, as I mentioned at the top of the hour, getting into this content, I just realized, holy moly, these should be their own standalone. These should be their own standalone posts or webinars. So I'm definitely going to break this out and get more in depth when it comes to Instagram's TV. It's going to be its own webinar. I'm already adding that to the calendar, and then we're going to have reels. But I want to at least talk a little bit about what they are and why maybe you'd want to use them, why would be the benefits. But in IGTV, excuse me, uh, no questions. Cool. All right, I think we're cranking along here, so we guys are good with that one. Wait 1 second. I lost the screen. I do apologize. Stick with me, guys. All right, we are good there. Okay. Yes. All right. So when it comes to IGTV, it's basically Instagram's way of disrupting the traditional TV experience, and they've really quickly realized that so many people are just not watching TV anymore, and there's been a significant drop in the way we consume content, especially with millennials. We're binge watching Netflix, but that's it. We're not sitting on commercials. We're just consuming a lot of content on YouTube. That's really exploded over the years, and so Instagram came up with something that they wanted to create, one called IGTV. And as I mentioned, Instagram TV, up to 10 minutes you can create. So this is long form content. Anyone on Instagram can create their own IGTV channel. It's really easy to do. A couple different ways to do it, but if you're looking at doing long form video, this is an awesome opportunity for you guys. So that's why I'm not seeing, this isn't really for everybody. I have a hard time getting people to just do a 15-second video, much less a long form one. But if you're going to sit down and do a 3, 4, 5 minute segment, as you can see here, this agent does episodes. Episodic content is awesome because you're conditioning people to see that you're going to have a monthly video or a weekly video. But for now, videos can be 10 minutes. So on most accounts, they're going to open that up eventually, but 10 minutes is a lot of time, and you guys can get a lot of content shared through that. IGTV is not just vertical. Now they do support, and they have supported horizontal videos as well, as you can see in this episodic version of this agent here. You guys can do a segment every month, but it really is just going to allow you guys to add long form video and an element to your content. And then you can share that sneak peek into your feed. You can create a story from it. I always tell agents, if you're going to create long form video, segment it out so that maybe you hit 2, 3, 4 different topics, because then you can go back and strip out just that one topic, and it can be a short post, repurposing long form content into short form content. So a great tool for you there. You can use IGTV, the video app. Either you can it has its own standalone app. A couple different ways that you can create content. How to create your channel. Really easy to do. Before you upload a video to IG, you need to create a channel. You can do one of two things. Downloading the app, I think, is the best way to go, because the app by itself, once linked to your Instagram account, has a lot of tools and features in there, and you can get going that way. Step one, obviously sign in to your IGTV app, and then log in, connect it with your Instagram user and password information. And then step two is clicking on the setting gear in the upper right hand corner, and then clicking create a channel. Now, once you create that channel, that's it. You're off and ready to go. I mean, you're good to start creating videos. You can shoot those videos on your camera roll. They can be brought in from another third-party app, and then you can add those to your excuse me, to your Instagram account. Now, if you don't want to upload or you don't want to download the app, you don't want to use the app, That's fine, no problem. One of the things you can do is from your Instagram account, that little magnifying glass in the bottom of your navigation. When you click on that magnifying, that's your explore tab. This is how you find other people, other posters, other content creators. Now, if you create content and makes it to the explore page, you're rocking and rolling. Definitely throw a shout out to me. Let me know how that happened, what it was. I would love to learn about what you're creating. But when you make it onto that explore tab page, that means your content is you're trending and a lot of people are looking at it. When you click on that little arrow or that little magnifying glass, you can go to the top there and you'll see a tab called IGTV. Just tap that IG tab, and once you do, you can create a new video from there as well by choosing the plus symbol in the upper right hand corner. Now, the location of these things may be different from Android to Apple, but just know that they're all the same symbols. It's just finding it and where it lives on your particular device. This will open up the camera roll for you, and then you can creating IG videos. The videos don't allow you to do overlays or anything fun like that, like you would on a story. But let me see here. You do what is the minimum? I think it's a minimum. There's a minimum 1 minute, I believe. It has to be a minimum of 1 minute long in order for it to qualify as a TV. No more than 10 for most of us since we're not that popular. Oh, okay, cool. I had a little experience here, but it's gone away. So when it comes to Instagram, so that's IGTV. We'll break that out. I'll do the separate class. We'll really get into screen grabs and showing you guys how those are created and what you can do with them. Really fun. I did one with my son where he did a little science project and he talked about how to get a avocado seed to sprout. It was a really cool one, and we posted it up there, and he had a lot of fun with it. So next one they have is Instagram Reels. Okay, so for you guys who are like, well, what is Instagram Reels? Um, a lot of people compare Instagram Reels to TikTok, and for a good reason. Reels allows you to create a lot of fun, short, snappy clips that are a combination of little quick clips, catchy music, on-screen text. Pretty involved, but you can create these some really fun ones. They're about up to 30 seconds, comprised of these little short clips. They're stitched together. If you've seen TikTok, then the parallel is Reels. Instagram loves to take what someone else is doing and make it their own. Reels are created directly in the Instagram app, and it's available as a mode, so you can select this when you're creating content. There's a huge navigation for it, different things you can do. You can slow down your content, you can speed up your content, you can add some cool effects to it, music. So there's a lot more of an editing component to it. But when you create cool content and you add music, if maybe you're doing like a simple slideshow, stitch clips of you walking through the house and you choose music, the music you can choose is royalty free. It's copyright free, so you don't have to worry about finding songs off of the internet. I've seen some realtors who are using reels, reels. There's something there. I need to work with that. When you're creating content, they're using it to showcase neighborhoods, fun restaurants, breweries that are kid friendly. Real thing, by the way. Fun things that you can do to showcase your neighborhood and use some of the components of Reels in order to do so. Instagram has equipped Reels with some new Instagram editing tools that take it to the next level and really take it up a notch. So check that out. Highly recommend having fun with that one. Try creating a couple Reels. If you don't like it, you can always delete it, but you can practice with it, and that's the best way for you to get acclimated with using the service, which is really neat. All right, so that's about it. I got to, hopefully I got you guys some content and some value, some something questions you may have. You can always email me. I'm Keith. That's Keith at westusa.com. Of course, I'm on social media, Flynn Media Group. You've got my Instagram, my Twitter account. Follow me. Love to follow you guys back. See what you're doing. Tag me in something. Hey, Keith, check it out. I did my first reel or Instagram stories. And I will definitely engage with you and, share some love, push it on forward, share it with anybody I can. Of course, you can always find the recording of this webinar on our YouTube channel, not only my webinar, but all of ours here at West USA as we have them. And always visit our westusacalendar.com for upcoming classes. Next week will be March. I cannot believe we are just cruising. We are jumping into March next week. We'll be back for Facebook Basics for Real Estate Professionals, 10 a.m. to 11:30. We're going to go through creating a business Facebook page and going through all that content creation and talking about best practices. So, as always, thank you guys for your time. Thank you for your questions. If you have any, feel free to email me. And as always, be safe, be kind to one another, and we will see you next time. Take care.